Kind mechanic is fired for fixing elderly woman's scooter. Next day, a convoy of luxury cars arrives. It was barely 7:30 a.m. when the garage doors creaked open and the scent of motor oil and coffee blended into the chilly morning air. Inside, nestled between tire stacks and grease-stained toolboxes, stood Javier Morales, 36 years old, sleeves rolled, soul wired with kindness, and hands made of steel and care. He wasn't the flashiest mechanic in town, but no one could deny his heart was made of something finer than chrome. That morning, while wiping his hands clean, Javier noticed her, a tiny woman in her late 70s struggling to push a battered red scooter up the curb just across the street. Her frail arms trembled with each shove, and cars whizzed by, indifferent to her struggle. Javier's eyes narrowed, not with frustration, but resolve. "Be right back," he called to his boss, who didn't look up from his clipboard. In less than a minute, Javier was by her side. "Let me help you, ma'am." "Oh, thank you, son," she said, breathless. "It just won't start, and I'm late for my hospital checkup." He gave the scooter a quick look and recognized the problem immediately, a jammed starter switch and a worn-out belt. It wasn't safe to ride, but if she missed her appointment, who knows how long she'd wait for another. "I'll fix it," he said with a smile. She hesitated. "I don't have much. Just a little pension." "No charge," Javier cut in softly. "Some things are more important." Back at the garage, Javier returned just in time for his boss, Ron, to notice. "You left during work hours to fix a scooter?" Ron's voice was cold, tinged with disbelief. "It was an emergency. The woman, she needed help." Ron tossed his clipboard on the counter. "This isn't a charity, Javier. You're here to work, not play the hero. We've got deadlines. You're done. Pack your stuff." Javier froze. Fired. For helping someone. That night, Javier sat on his worn couch in his tiny apartment, the city noise dull against the weight of his thoughts. Bills lay on the table. His daughter's sketch of them, Superdad and Me, fluttered slightly in the breeze from the open window. He didn't regret helping the woman. But he didn't know what tomorrow would look like. The next morning, the garage lot buzzed with quiet murmurs. Ron stepped outside, coffee in hand, squinting into the sunlight. A convoy of luxury cars, sleek, polished, and silent, glided down the street and pulled up in front of the shop. They weren't local. Every engine purred with money, and the emblems shimmered like royalty. Doors opened, and a man in a sharp navy suit stepped out. Beside him walked the elderly woman from yesterday, but now she stood straighter, her presence commanding. Ron blinked, confused. "Can I help you?" The suited man extended a card. "We're looking for Javier Morales." "Is he here?" Ron hesitated. "He was. Fired him yesterday." The man's brow furrowed. "You fired the mechanic who fixed my grandmother's scooter for free, despite her insisting she couldn't pay him?" The woman smiled gently. "He didn't even ask my name. Just helped." Ron stammered. I didn't know who she was." "You should have known what he was," the man replied, voice firm. "A decent human being." He turned to his assistant. "Find him." An hour later, Javier heard a knock. He opened the door, half expecting an angry landlord or another bill. Instead, he saw the woman again, her eyes kind, her smile genuine. "This is my grandson, Daniel. He owns Moreno Automotive, the largest luxury vehicle company in the state." Javier's mouth went dry. Daniel extended his hand. "We're opening a new branch, focused on sustainable vehicles and community service. We need a lead mechanic. One who understands what really drives people." Javier couldn't speak. His eyes welled. Weeks later, Javier stood in a gleaming new garage, walls spotless, tools lined like soldiers. A sign above the entrance read, Morales Motors, built on integrity. He glanced at the front, where a small scooter sat, fully restored, polished, and displayed like a trophy. Every morning, people came in not just for service, but stories. They came to see the man who chose kindness over convenience. The man who reminded them that humanity still mattered. And in that garage, where compassion steered the wheel and decency fueled the mission, Javier's life, and the lives he touched, changed forever. Moral: sometimes, a small act of kindness is the key that unlocks the biggest doors.